So I'm in my car. I just came out from the convention here in Memphis. It's the Mid-South Con, and this is my first time going. I was invited as a special guest because I was a finalist for the literary award that they've been giving out for years and years, like since the 90s, and I definitely didn't expect that I would end up winning, and Serpent's Mark is the best novel of 2022. So that was a pretty big surprise, but I'm back to doing doll things now. So I've got some fiber that I dyed to try out a different method of wig making, which is using hot glue instead of the PVA glue or fabric glue. And it's supposed to be easy and a lot faster. We'll see, because I'll probably mess it up the first time I do it, but I'll try that out. We'll see how it goes. So the big benefits of the hot glue wigs are supposed to be that it's completely waterproof, stays flexible, and can be done super fast because it doesn't take long for the glue to cool down. My glue is all old and ugly and yellowed, so this won't be pretty, but hopefully it won't even really be visible. At first I was trying a palette knife to smooth out the glue. I've been told silicone tools work well, but I couldn't find any for sale locally. And I ultimately ended up just using the nozzle of the glue gun itself to smooth out the glue after spreading it on. I got better at this as it went along, but it's just glue smoothed over the surface of a jersey wig cap, nothing really special. I think using a high temp hot glue gun would work better than this low temp one because this goes on kinda thick. It cools so fast that it's hard to spread it out and make it even, but I worried my high temp glue wouldn't be good for my doll's head, so I decided to stick with the low temp for now. I went back to using the palette knife for smoothing the glue over the top of the fiber, and that worked okay as long as I was quick about it. You might notice I didn't flat iron any of this fiber. I want this wig to retain a lot of the natural texture and waviness, and I'll probably wash it afterward to ensure it clumps together nicely into waves. The actual wig making process isn't any different here than using any other kind of glue as far as I can tell, so it's just a matter of doing the layering and gluing as usual, and then I can immediately move on to each further layer because nothing has to dry. 10 or 15 seconds and the glue is cool enough to touch. Of course I get my fingers in it plenty while it's hot too. I saved the best pieces for the top as usual, and when I glued pieces on to make the part on top, I found that the thickness of the glue made it really bulky really fast, so the part stands up a lot higher than what I like. That's the worst part of the wig, I think, and even washing and styling it didn't help there. I really like the color and texture, so I might dye more of this fiber and try again with my usual wig making methods. I think it'll work well for this doll, but I'm not really feeling the hot glue for this. Maybe if I was using sewn wefts, so everything was a uniform thickness, or maybe if I were using a higher temperature glue so it goes on thinner, but hey, it's a start. Maybe not as good as it could have been, but I tried. Let me show you the diorama stuff I've been working on. So my parents got me this bookstore miniature kit for Christmas, and I'm getting around to putting bits and pieces of it together now. I've got the bookshelves done, and I started making some of the other furniture, and they're really cute, but one thing I decided to do was print out all of the covers of books I've written, and turn those into books that'll go on the shelves. That really doesn't want to focus there, so I'll try the bigger strip. That was one of Tal's books though, and then over here I've got all Rune and Faral's books, and also some novellas and shorts, and the covers for the books in my new series. That's the one I've been working on, Spectrum Legacy. I'm actually working on the third book in that series this month for Camp NaNoWriMo. Hopefully I'll finish it next month. I'm kind of surprised these printed so well since they're only a centimeter tall, but I think they'll work well with these little shelves. Another project I'm getting ready for involves this, and I'll let you think about what it might be for a minute here. Can you guess? It is a tea strainer I'll be using to dye the tiny pieces from Tal's hands. I think I'm going to go ahead and dye his body. I have been holding off for a couple months while I try to decide the best course of action, and I really feel like dyeing him will make me happiest with that doll. I'm nervous about working on the hands since they have to be unstrung and then put back together, but maybe it'll all work out. The strainer will hold all these individual little pieces, which will be loosely together on wire so each finger kinda stays together. And then the hand will go in like this so I don't have to worry about the fingers floating away. I don't know if I'll film dyeing the doll. Let me know if you want to see it. It's just something I've shared a couple times before, so I don't know how interesting it stays. I've been dying to work on this doll's head, and while I think the digital sculpt is pretty much finished and I just need to sand and smooth and prime it so I can make molds, I've kind of been at a standstill working on his head, partly because I kind of got distracted by working on Link instead. And you'll be seeing a lot more of him soon, with ears that printed much better, but both these heads are still kind of rough and need a little love to make them work. Everything's set up a little weirdly in here because I've been doing Twitch streams lately, and I still want to try doing the YouTube live, but I don't know how to do it in a way that it won't end up being a problem for my channel, which is why I've only been on Twitch so far, because apparently YouTube doesn't really like it when you mix regular video uploads with live streams. And I've been hearing from a lot of content creators that if they try to do both on the same channel, it ends up like really hurting their channel's visibility. And then people don't see the regular updates for their channels, so they upload their usual videos and like nobody gets notifications because they also did some lives. So I don't know, because I don't want anybody to miss anything, but I also don't want anyone who only uses YouTube to feel like they miss out on the streams. And I've been downloading what I can so that I can get it uploaded, but the files are huge and I haven't had a day where I can sit and get everything uploaded yet. So I'm gonna have to work on that and figure that out. I'm just not really sure how to approach it just yet. I need to do a little bit more research first. And speaking of research, at this point I need a little feedback from you, so if you would be so kind as to give me some, I'd greatly appreciate it. I've been making stuff for a while, and I'm kind of hitting a creative dry spell because of not being able to get the materials I wanted for some of the projects I was really looking forward to. Sometimes I take requests though, and that's kind of where I am now. Since I can't make the stuff I want to be making for my own dolls, I'm having trouble thinking of other stuff to make. Someone on Instagram requested a hoodie, and I posted a poll asking if people would rather see a zip front or pullover, and about 2/3 said zip up, so that's what I figured I'd do first. I'll have this pattern tested soon and we'll get it up for everyone to enjoy, but I don't know what to make next. After I die tall, I'll be making a couple thiefy outfits for him, but I just can't seem to think of anything else to work on right this instant. So if you have ideas for style requests, garment types, sizes you'd like to see patterns for, let me know what you're thinking and what you need, because that might get me unstuck while I wait for the stuff I need for my doll's fantasy outfits to either come in stock locally or finally get here through mail order. I used to keep a list of things people requested, but over time I eventually got through almost all of it. And the one big thing that's left is a suit jacket for the big EID and SID men, and I haven't been able to find fabric I really like for that just yet, so I haven't completed it. But yeah, if you have requests, make requests here in the comments, and we'll see if we can get my pattern to-do list refilled to keep me busy for a bit. And that's all I have for right now, kind of in between a few projects that have not quite come to fruition yet, so just an update of what's going on with me, and I'll look forward to hearing what you'd like to see next. And that's all for today though. Thanks for watching. Bye.